And we are live. Welcome everybody to another episode of You Know What? Let Me Just Say podcast. I am your host, Ray. With me as always is Father.
We're gonna have to explain the one drop rule again.
And we got Dion.
Does does it matter at this point?
I anyway, hold on. We'll get to that. How y'all doing, gentlemen? First off,
Um,
happy New Year. We in
Happy New Year,
2021.
Ray. Happy New Year.
All right.
yes. I guess anything is better than the shitstorm that was 2020.
And bruh, you think 2020 was bad? I'm telling you, 2021 is gonna be bad. It's
It's
gonna
the
get bad
sequel.
before it gets worse. It's gonna get worse before it gets better.
It's gonna be a sequel. It's a movie.
Mm,
I
it's
mean,
a
it's
movie.
already starting off on a bad, well, started off on a bad note with what happened at the Capitol and shit. But
Yeah, we missed a lot of shit going on. But shit, hold on. Now that we here though, Father, what is this about talking about the one drop rule again? Because I know we done touched this plenty of times. Um what happened to make you talk about the one
So,
drop rule again?
so the baby is dating Dana Lay or whatever her name is, right? You heard that
Uh-huh.
before? Yeah.
Yeah.
So she released a song or a snippet of a song called Yellowbone. And come to find out, this bitch is mixed. So of course, Black Twitter, that was like, hold up, you can't be using a term yellow bone, that's for black women, you're mixed. And then there's a whole bunch of Negroes on Twitter that was like, well, she mean that she's still black because she has black in her, so she's still black. And I'm just like, oh my god, here we go again, bruh. Like y'all did this with so many people. Y'all did this with Steph Curry. Y'all did this with Barack Obama. Like we getting there. We're here.
see, and then the fact that this has happened so many times, you literally just stated why I posed the question I just asked. Doesn't even matter any fucking more.
Honestly, this proves my point that like I feel like we need to reconsider the one drop rule. I've been saying this. We need to like we can't go off of what the old terms, which is what's a slavery term, and what they use for it. I think we need to decipher what is the one drop rule for ourselves, because there's people that goes off of the one drop rule, and there's people who's just like, nah. It's like if you're mixed, you should be considered mixed, not black. So this kind of proves my point. And plus, I heard this song; it sounded terrible.
Yeah,
Well,
the song was trash too.
I haven't heard it. I don't know if I want to hear it now since y'all are saying it's that bad.
Yeah,
It's
it's
he sounds
trash.
like Ice
But
JJ Fish.
Yeah,
but but I'm gonna say one thing though. Even if there's like, at least to me, even if there's just like a small hint of whatever in your blood, I feel like you should in some way, shape, or form honor that. That's part of who you are. That's part of your motherfucking heritage. But
yeah. Oh, go ahead.
there's there's ways to go about this shit, and I feel like the issue comes when people either just disregard a certain part of who they are, or they take it to extremes when they do acknowledge, hey, they're part whatever the fuck. So I think that's something that needs to be spoken about.
Um, well, see, my thing is like mixed people. Like, okay, so let's say biracial people, like one black, one white, right? Of course, they're
Yeah,
part of the black community, right?
yeah.
But they're biracial. There has to be a distinction because if there's not, there's a racial. You know what I'm saying? So it's not that we're saying this to say that we don't see your blackness. We're just saying it has to be separate, so there's no like wishy-washiness. There's no erasure for darker skinned people because colorism is a thing, unfortunately. That's why it's like that. But because people don't fucking listen to each other, that's why it's still being discussed.
Right.
And I'm just like, and you know, you're right. Like at this point, like, why even bother? But at the same time, if when it's that messed up, you can't help but to say something.
I just don't want people picking and choosing when they're black because
I
I
was
don't
about
know
to say
about
something
y'all.
about that too. The ones who acknowledge certain parts of, their background or whatever, their, when it's convenient for them. I was about to say something about that.
Yeah, because I've seen it with Doja Cat, and that's why a lot of people had a problem with Doja Cat. And I've seen people doing it with Kamala Harris because, like, especially with Kamala Harris, because it's just like, okay, is she mixed or is she black, or is she considered black at all? Or because I've seen it on Twitter, like some people don't consider Kamala Harris as black, some people consider her as black woman because she's Jamaican, but it's just like, okay, and she went to Howard. I was like, okay, white people go to fucking Howard, so it's like that don't mean shit.
Right.
But it's just like, are we going to pick and choose when she comes black? Like with Obama, yes, he is half black, half white, but you know, people kind of consider him as the first black president. It's like with
There's
Kamala,
no
people,
there's no kind of with that.
yeah, nah, people. Trust me, he was treated like
So
as
so
light skinned as he was treated like a nigga. Trust me.
so the thing about that, right? I feel like with Obama, since he was a first, we had to claim it. You know what I'm saying? Like I felt like that was like the collective thing. Like we know this nigga's biracial. We know this nigga's mixed. But for the sake of the fact that this nigga just became the fucking president of the United States, we're all just gonna roll with it. You know, and that's
So
what
does
we
that
did.
does that does that same concept apply to Kamala Harris though?
Huh? No, it doesn't.
A lot of people don't like Kamala Harris.
Hold on. Explain.
A lot
And
of
I'm
people
not
Here's
don't like.
why.
disagreeing with you. I'm not
Yeah,
disagreeing
no, no,
with
no.
you.
I
We're
know, I
on the
got
same
you.
page.
I got you. I got you. I got you. Here's why it's not the same thing. Kamala Harris was after Obama. After Obama, because you have to think about it. The Obama era taught black people a lot of shit. It taught us to never trust a person in office just because they're black. Obama taught us that. You feel me? So that's why it's not the same thing for Kamala Harris. When you study black people and their political ideologies, like every election season, you come to understand black people move a certain way every single time. And it's happened since the 70s. You feel me? So the fact that Obama, like the way a lot of black people don't like Obama because they say he never did shit for the black community, that energy is why they do not fucking trust Kamala Harris. You know what I'm saying? So it's because she's after Obama that unfortunately it's not the same thing. But at the same time, we have to ask these questions and we have to be honest about how race really works in America.
But then my question in regards to that though is just exactly. I'm still trying to figure out exactly what the fuck was expected of Barack Obama by you know
To
by the black populace because you yes
okay,
um
can I answer that?
Go ahead, Ray.
go
I
go.
think okay, there are two people. I feel like there was people that want him to like put black people on top of the totem pole instead of being on the bottom. But there was a lot of, and I think this was the majority of black people. I say it all the time. Want him to just do his four scandal free and get out. There was a lot of people that just wanted him to do his 4 years or 8 years, do his two terms, scandal free and get out. So when people, because I say it all the time, no one was really asking Obama for shit or trying to do shit to help further the black community when Obama was in. He was really symbolized as being the
Yeah,
first black president.
fact.
And I like Obama, but I will admit, yes, that was symbolism. That's like a no brainer. But there was a lot of people that never asked Obama for shit either. So when I'm on the line of Obama don't do shit for black people, I was like, black people never really asked shit for Obama, but to just to do his two term scandal free. And I get a lot of arguments with people with that. It was like Who did you know was asking Obama to do shit? And then like when we did, it was like the end of his term, and it was when like Trayvon Martin gets shot, and then everybody was like, "Oh, we need to do something." That's my opinion on that.
I agreed with a lot of that actually. Like Obama was really that symbol. And then once we found out that like it was 8 years of him just serving the will of the American ideology instead of the people, like all presidents do, then that's when black people really got hit.
Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong. There was stuff that he did, like in Obamacare, that helped black people, but I feel like
It
black
wasn't
people wanted.
specific. Yeah,
Thank you, thank
it
you.
wasn't
They wanted
specific.
something specifically for them, like
Yeah,
Ice Cube with the contract with Black America. So I felt like since nothing got done specifically for black people, that's why people felt like he didn't do anything for black people.
I'm still like it still makes me mad how there was black people that was mad at him for doing that. It still blows my mind.
Yeah,
You got Negroes literally shucking and jiving in the Congress for like 40 plus years doing absolutely nothing. This man puts an actual contract up, sends it to both parties, but we're just gonna single out the one with Trump. Like what? Hello?
Yeah, I'm still I'm still confused by that.
I mean, I guess.
I
Why
think
why
people
people
just
were so
wanted
hot
a.
with Ice Cube about that. I'm still confused by that.
I think people just wanted a villain or someone to yell at, and I guess
Oh
Ice
my
Cube was just,
God.
and I guess Ice Cube was just that person for the week.
Ray, you about to
Then
make me do a fucking black liberal rant, but keep going.
but see here's my thing. And this is something I said before we spoke about not just that, but situation in Africa where like the police was just going off on people and doing wild shit off in Africa, and they was trying to get that one African musician, Burna Boy or whatever, trying to
Oh, and
trying to talk him
SARS.
into yeah. Stop trying to put all this pressure on celebrities to do all this different shit. They're not politicians. They're that's not their realm. That's not something they're there for. You know, like Burna Boy is not going to be this great African superhero. No disrespect intended. That's going to stop these people. People try to throw Beyonce's name into the argument. As popular as she is, stop treating this woman like she's some type of goddess. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all say
She's
it's a
not
religion.
going to solve everyone's problems.
Beyonce is a
Beyonce,
god. I don't care.
Beyonce is a religion. Remember that. This is a literal religion. Tony done into the chat. Tony, how you doing, man?
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Oh shit, hold
Nothing
on.
not much. Yo, so how hey Tony, how you been protecting DC lately? Since DC looking like Iraq now.
Man, it's soldiers everywhere, B. I feel like I'm at the fucking PX or some shit, man. They everywhere. We all armed and everything, but nothing really didn't pop off for real. Easy
You know what's
peasy.
funny? I don't think people. I want to get to this too. I don't think people knew when actual the inauguration was.
I don't
Like,
know.
'cause I know I woke up and the inauguration was just on. I was like, oh shit, it's today? Because I didn't
Right.
even know what date.
Oh yeah, people know about that sucker. They was counting days for Trump to get out of office for real, man.
Right. I think I think the main thing of it was as long as Trump got the fuck up out of there, no one really cared.
Oh
Oh,
nah,
people cared.
people protest. They had
People cared.
we had intel that all the capitals supposed to get attacked, but it only probably like 3 capitals was protests, and then I think in one city Trump supporters started breaking windows and ride in the streets and burning cars, but I forgot what city that was though. I mean that was the only thing. Other state capitals, they probably had like 2 people with flags and shit chilling and shit all by themselves.
Right. And then even still, I can't help but be like, motherfucker, for what?
Bruh,
The
it's too
shit's already
cold.
been decided. It's just motherfucker for what?
Bruh, I don't know that white privilege, man. I mean, the motherfuckers going to the Capitol, and nobody even get arrested after they leave the Capitol. You motherfucker is leaving, walking the street, coming out of the Capitol with a podium, and nobody arrest that nigga. That's that privilege, man.
The police were told the police, military, and everybody, that was supposed to be on scene when that happened. Everyone was told to stand down and let them rioters do whatever the fuck they did.
Yeah, that's what we was told too. Because I was at the army when that shit popped off. But they was like, from my intel, they was told to stand down. They wanted to come, but they told us to stand down. Other reason we kind of really stopped popping shit off was because Mike Pence.
Just for y'all to know, Tony's in the National Guard, so
Yeah.
he's like firsthand in this. FYI. So.
Are you done?
Yeah.
Now that we talk about the inauguration, did any of y'all watch it?
I was at work as part of that was going, so I saw bits and pieces.
Yeah, I was asleep.
I
was out the night before. We had like do 14-hour shifts. I was out the night before, but when I went home, I went to sleep.
Understandable.
I was going to ask what y'all thought about the inauguration.
I wasn't. What's the word I want to use? In terms of what I thought of the inauguration, I wasn't all,
invested.
Yeah. For one, I was at work, so I couldn't like watch it to begin with. But then even still, my primary thing, and I'm thankful it didn't happen. I was thinking someone's going to make an attempt to do something to Biden. Something in my head was like, if these motherfuckers went that far at the Capitol, they're going to try something on Biden. And I'm actually thankful I was wrong.
I didn't think they was going to do shit at the Capitol. I'm not going to lie.
Now we had one female. She came through. Like we had if I know DC, we was like by Union Station. We had a whole Capitol lot. We had gates and everything. We had one dude that was on the news. He said he was part of security, but that motherfucker had like 300 ammunition and a 9, and he completely forgot about it. And then we had a lady. She said that she was part of the inauguration and she was worked with the DC police, and she showed a commander's coin as proof.
Wow.
a
what is up with Father's connection? Because
a command coin, bruh.
Yo, so they wasn't lying. Like people was really trying to get up in there.
Yeah, there was a lot of people trying to get in that shit, man. But we had for us, we had to have a certain badge with our picture on it for us to even be around that jump. So it wasn't like people didn't know for real.
Okay. Father, you coming in right? Oh. No.
God damn.
I don't know because I did watch it but I didn't watch the full thing, but I did watch the majority of it, and it was a lot of I don't want to. It was symbolism. Let me, but it wasn't like in your face, but you just notice everything was there, but I don't know. It looked like a good day. Because I remember 4 years ago, I was actually at Trump's inauguration, and I was doing the protest. The days, the skies were cloudy. I remember that. The skies were cloudy, and I was, marching with some of these people, and that was, the first and last time I ever marched, because that shit was stupid. I remember the skies were cloudy, but at the inauguration, it was clear as day. So I took that as a sign that, all right, something good might come out of this. Michelle Obama looked good.
Oh yeah. Don't she always though?
Yeah, but I feel like she literally tried to stun on people today.
And that's not even me trying to be pervy about it or nothing. It's just that's That's
Nah,
Michelle
nah, it's
Obama.
not perfect at all. Michelle
I just wanted
Obama.
to be clear. I just wanted to be clear about that. Like,
No, I think Michelle Obama was like, I'm a stun on these hoes today. A bitch could never.
All right.
and like the Bernie Sanders memes that came out of that are funny as hell.
Like, how did that even? I don't. People are funny. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yo, it was a but yeah. Was there symbolism? Yeah, but it was a lot of symbolism. But I kind of like this symbolism, like the youngest black inauguration poet, like Amanda. I think her name is Amanda Gorman or something like
Yeah,
that.
22
yeah.
years old.
Yeah, 22 years old, and she was good. She was good at what she did. Like I said, Michelle Obama looked good. Um, Joe Biden's speech wasn't that bad. He was like, "Hey, look, we ain't America. We need to be better." So it's just like I'm not saying I'm riding for Biden, but that speech was okay for me to say, okay, all right. He looks like he really wants to like change America for the better. So, but actions do speak louder than words. So that's what I'm gonna say about that. Father, what you think about the inauguration?
Right?
I really didn't want to watch it at first. I was like, yo, I don't fuck with like anything this represents, so I'm gonna skip it. But I ended up watching it, and the main reason why was because of Kamala Harris. I specifically wanted to see what they were gonna say about her, about how they were gonna like represent her, because she is linked to the black community. So I wanted to see how they were gonna handle that. And like it was the same old, we're gonna get this country back together, unity, kumbaya, we're all in this together. And I'm like, you know what? I can appreciate the sentiment, but the inauguration, I felt nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like I just felt nothing. Like I felt Michelle Obama coming out with, her fashion stuff, that was cool. The Bernie Sanders thing, that was cool. Like I got some good laughs off of those or whatever, but all in all, the entire inauguration and Biden becoming president, I feel absolutely nothing.
Yeah, I understand. It's like we are officially in the Biden era, and it's just like,
Okay.
yeah, that's how I feel. It's like, okay, all right. I like I said, I know it's like what day one, day two, but it's just like other than like I said, other than the clear skies, I need to see some other shit that's going to know that things are going to be better.
Yeah.
All right. Any last words on that before we go on to our next topic?
Yeah. The
Hey,
only thing
so, oh, yeah.
yeah, the only thing I wanted to say was that I feel like our generation, and I'm talking about like Gen X and like millennials, like us especially, like we've gotten kind of apathetic if you think about it.
Oh, most
Like,
definitely.
yeah, like the shit that's going on with like these new cats and their activism and the whole Black Lives Matter shit, like. And we over here, we grew up with like the Khalid Muhammad's, we grew up with the Farrakhan's, we grew up with, Sister Soldier and like real thorough people. And we're just watching these motherfuckers and we're just like, yo, what the actual fuck is this? So, yeah, I think it just goes well with what you said, Ray, about just, okay, yeah, Biden.
All right, and our next topic it involves some
Hey, hold
ratchet.
before you change subject, what's up with Lady Gaga dress though, B? You ain't see that
She
shit?
looked pretty normal, except for that big ass brooch. That brooch was fucking huge.
I didn't
I
see
guess
Lady
she had to
Gaga,
have something weird.
so whoa, I didn't see Lady Gaga.
Bro, that
She
dress,
she
man.
dressed normal, but she had this big ass brooch, and it just looked like a big ass bird on her chest. Like I didn't even want to hear J Lo sing. I was like,
No,
who the fuck wants to hear J Lo sing?
Look at my picture.
And then like Garth Brooks singing "Amazing Grace," I was like, okay. I was like,
It's
okay.
just so many levels of I don't care, right?
I watched it though. The sad part is I watched it.
did she speak Spanish one time doing the thing?
Other one?
Cool.
But
J
let,
Lo, I
but
don't
be
like. I didn't watch J Lo sing. I'm not gonna lie to you. I did not
Yeah,
watch J Lo sing.
I seen this snippet. Like she sung and then she said like about 2 minutes in Spanish, and then and went back to singing or some shit. But yeah,
Probably she probably did. Um, Also, there was a lot of first there. It was like first black slash
yeah.
Indian, and then it was
First
like first,
friend, first sex change guy girl that's in charge of something.
yeah, and then it was like first Latina lady that was. It was like it was a lot. I heard first a lot throughout that whole thing. I was like, okay, y'all really trying to push a lot of stuff in.
I mean, are you shocked? Are you honestly shocked?
I'm not. Like I said, it was a lot of symbolism, but it was nothing that like made me want to throw up. So it was just like it was cool. Okay, on to our next topic and get into some ratchetness. Um, Gentlemen, why is it every time on Martin Luther King Day we gotta endorse some ignorant shit?
Well,
And this
MLK
one
was
I'm
all about
pertaining to,
freedom.
yeah. Well,
MLK
this
was
one
all
I'm
about
pertaining.
freedom. So I guess, that freedom includes freedom to be ratchet as fuck.
But why on MLK Day of all days? Like, and what I'm talking about is if anybody's seen the video, and there was a dark skinned woman that went to MLK Memorial. Was it MLK Memorial, or she was just in DC twerking on MLK Day for Black Lives Matter? And
Why? Ooh, hey, no, let go of that.
first thing, and then first things first. First things first. That was some of the worst twerking I've seen. Like,
Is it me or did that girl just have no ass? I just want to,
it's the
No.
shorts, but she probably don't have an ass. But it was just terrible. It was just to me it was just like this is some of the worst twerking I've ever seen. I felt like if you're gonna be ratchet, you could have like gone full ratchetness, like had the twerk team out there. But that shit was just like uninspired. Like who is this?
I was about to say it felt lazy.
It did. Like even when she was crawling up the stairs, it looked lazy as fuck with them American shorts and shit. It was just like who signed off on this?
What the hell is that?
My whole thing is just why. And like I said in the group chat, it's to me it's just disrespectful.
It's like, do people forget that Dr. Martin Luther King was a reverend?
Again, disrespectful.
I had a dream that hoes would shake their ass on my birthday. It's like I had a dream. I had a dream. All these ratchet hoes pop a pussy for a nigga. You know. I felt, but it was just like when I looked at it, it was just like. And Father, you done said it best. We need to start G checking people, and I'm gonna let you have the floor with that. Like,
Nah, that's what we got. We got to start G checking people. It's gotten to a point because, like, you got to think of it like this, right? And I'm gonna ask you this genuine question: what other group of people does that to their heroes?
none.
You see where I'm
Not that
going
I
with this,
know.
right?
Not that I know of. You can't even if you say like people love the fuck out of Selena. You can't say nothing disrespectful about Selena about someone about to whip your ass. So
All I'm saying is I ain't never seen a let's twerk for fucking Buddha. You know what I'm saying? Or like
mhm.
our people, bruh. And they coast and like the fact that the Black Lives Matter page was one that posted it too. That's how I knew this shit is not for black people anymore.
And
They
don't
might
get me
as well.
wrong.
Again,
I,
reasons why we're not taken seriously for 100, Alex.
Yeah.
and don't get me wrong. I'm not like none of us here proves. None of us here proves. Like I don't mind twerking, but I feel like it's a time and place for everything. That
Exactly.
wasn't a time
That
nor
was
the
not the
place,
time.
nor the place. I don't understand how this got green lighted, and then people was just like, I just wanted to be in that meeting where it said, yo, we should twerk in the over there in DC for MLK Day. And someone go, yo, that's dope. You should do that. Tony, what you think?
I would want to be in that meeting just to be the one to yell, "Sit your ass down." But that's just me.
I feel, I feel like that's what we need. Just one dude to say, man, sit your dumb ass down. Tony, what you think?
Motherfuckers just doing too much for social media for real. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know who green like that shit, but that's. I mean, that'd be no different for somebody going into church and twerking. And people actually do that still, which is fucking wrong, man. People taking advantage of just try to get some likes or be famous on social media. Don't give you no goddamn money. You disgracing yourself for nothing.
That's shit.
No, I agree with you. This whole thing was for clout. I feel like this whole thing was for clout. Any last words before we move on to our next topic?
We need to bring bullying back. I'm gonna just be honest. We need to bring bullying back, and not like just like the bullying that people like is harmful and abusive, but that bullying where we tell you're doing stupid shit, and we're gonna let you know you're doing stupid shit. That type of bullying.
That's why I started laughing because I knew exactly what you meant.
I feel like we just need a guy that just going around slapping people in the back of their heads up. Fuck you doing?
Exactly.
Give slap their ass.
Who the fuck told you to do this shit? Go sit your ass down. It's like one of those. It's like
Now you can really tell who's been roasted or not. You know what I'm saying? Like you can tell.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Navy is chock full of those. It's like a couple of them.
Yeah.
Me and Tony done seen a bunch of them. It's like, dog, some of y'all need your ass.
Oh shit.
Some of y'all just need a good ass whooping.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So anybody care that Trump done pardoned Lil Wayne and Kodak Black and some other people before he left?
But why?
That's the question I asked.
It's a money thing. They saying that he got a secret donation to get pardons and shit. From I think from Lil Wayne.
I mean, Lil Wayne was kind of promoting Trump, so
Okay, Wayne, I get. Why Kodak?
Yeah, Kodak is one that threw me off too.
Yeah, and okay, look.
I think that's just him trying to get on Black folk good side. Which I was about to say, fun fact, no one really cares for Kodak Black like that.
Kodak, the same nigga that was like, I don't want to fuck a dark skinned chick or have a baby by a dark skinned chick.
Right. Like niggas don't care for Kodak like that. So
it's like niggas like other than his folks, it's like niggas really asking to free Kodak and shit. It's just that was just a weird flex.
I don't know if you could call that a flex. It was just a waste of time.
Look,
I think he was in the Oval Office and some white person like, hey, what about Kodak Black? I'm listening to him right now. You should free him, and that's how it ended.
Also, how the fuck do you get impeached twice?
Doing dumb shit.
Like no. I'm telling you, like you get impeached once, you should be out of there. How do you get impeached twice and still don't get kicked out the White House?
Because it didn't go all the way up.
Which is a problem. I find that really problematic that the system is not working where he's been impeached twice and still was there until his last day.
Yep. And
he
nigga got impeached a week before his last term. The Democrats are fucking.
That's all. This is why I was saying to someone else. It's just like, is there a point to doing this at this point? I get the
Literally.
whole thing of trying to keep him from like doing anything else from a political standpoint, because he can technically still go for other political positions, I guess. But
Nah, he
They were
exerted
trying to stop
every.
his. They were trying to stop
He
his money because I think you get 30 or 40% of your salary, and you get Secret Service for life. They were trying to stop that shit on some petty shit.
that nigga a billionaire. It's not like it matters. It's not like he a regular dude. You're a fucking billionaire. But even so, it was just like it accomplished. I don't care what anybody say. It accomplished nothing.
right, politicians know how to waste time and money, man.
What up?
That's all I'm gonna say about that one. If they're good for anything, is wasting time and motherfucking money.
I mean, they're in the position to waste the money though, so they're gonna be good regardless. It's just fuck us. We gotta foot the bill every time. Today I just paid off my taxes.
Yeah. Also,
Shit.
and this is the last question, and then I move on to our next topic. How did y'all feel about the Trump years? Y'all honest opinions about the Trump era. Now that it's over, looking back at it? How do you feel about it?
Americans are stupid. That's how I feel about it. Nah, like you let this man carry out 4 years. Like the shit he was saying even before he ran for the Republican Party, and you let him get this far? Nah, you gotta take that L, bruh. That's an L forever. America will forever have to take.
And see, that question, honestly, I'm not even gonna front. That question made me mad.
Let it out, bro. Let it out.
Everything that's happened since Trump took office, and you have the audacity to answer that question like this country hasn't gone through hell behind this man. Get the fuck out of here.
And real quickly, just the one thing that I want to highlight, I think the main thing that we should really, really study and really, really look at are the Democrats during the Trump era. Because I have never seen so much cowardice in my life. Y'all literally let this man bully y'all for 4 years.
He really did. He bullied the fuck out of Democrats. And then I think that's when I said that Democrats couldn't even fight gluten. Let alone you want me to think them fight Trump.
I have never seen people just so willingly to take an ass whooping like that in my life.
Trump was literally a high school bully, and you're like, hey, that's mine. It's like, what the fuck you want to do about it? And they go, nothing. I thought
Again, just the levels of bitch assery.
Literally.
The levels of bitch assery.
I don't understand why it got to that point. And the fact that he was impeached twice is even funnier.
Tony, what you think?
I mean, they really couldn't do nothing because they had Senate and House.
That's true. It's still funny.
Yeah, they couldn't do nothing. I think that's why the animosity was so strong. And that's why they're trying to impeach him twice. You know what I'm saying? I think that's why they just be on that shit for real, because they had to suck that shit and suck it up, and now they want to get back.
But even still, but then you hit the nail on the head when Republicans literally controlled everything. So it was just like there was nothing the Democrats could do except just kind of bend over and take that shit.
Yeah.
Like,
but now they got the power now, and they probably be on some get back shit. So you'll see.
I think if there was one positive thing I will say, and I'm not a Trump supporter, is that it exposed a lot of people. It showed a lot of people's true colors. It shows where people where they stood at and all that other stuff. It exposed a lot of that. People that were scared to say stuff because they thought they were being racist spewing out whatever the fuck they was talking about and whatever was on their minds and shit. Now, and whether you disagree with that or not, it was really evident. It's a lot of it was a lot, and the negative part, which is a lot of it, but I think one of the most negative parts of it was a lot of ganging up, like MAGA gang, and then you got liberals got real. If you're not with us, you're against us, and then everybody's like,
just let me blow the kisses.
we can't agree to disagree. I feel like there was a lot of that. If we can't agree to disagree, then you just my enemy. I feel like there was a lot of that. It was just like I feel like a lot of people was just going at each other's people's throats for no reason, and then instead of having real conversations, people just want to just spout out hatreds or like names or slurs and all that other stuff. So I felt like it was just really like that part was really icky. But I feel like the positive things I did see was like there was a lot of black entrepreneurship. There was a lot of black people who's like, okay, we need to get our shit together. And there was a lot of I will say there's been some black unity and all that other stuff. I feel like we're getting to a point where we're getting our act together. We still have some kinks to work out, but I feel like we're getting to a point where like black people, all right, we're at least on the same page for now. Let's see how long we keep it this way in the Biden era. Um,
We've been here so damn long, and this is super
I could say
exciting.
that it brought a lot of racist subjects to a lot of people that was blind about that shit. Because now you got other white people pointing out Karens or people being raised and
oh
defending
yeah,
them.
the rise of the Karens is just like,
Yeah.
woo.
And the rise of white people being noticeable that racism exists compared to people was like there's no racism. That's only because he deserved it. Now they actually see that shit. Because a lot of Trump supporters, they just doing that shit and they using that, well, Trump is president. If he could do it, I could do it type shit. So it brought a lot of open doors to people to see what the fuck is going on. So
I agree. Any last words before we move on to our final topic? All right. Gentlemen, since it is 2021, I don't know if y'all like do New Year's resolutions or none of that. I was wondering since this is the first time we done had this podcast since 20 this is the first podcast in 2021 since 2020 and all that. I was wondering if any one of y'all had any New Year's resolutions. Father, you have any New Year's resolutions? Uh you're muted. I just want you to know you're muted.
Okay. I was saying I'm gonna get every single thing that I lost the fuck back. That's my New Year's resolution.
I like that. Dion, you also muted. You have any New Year's resolutions that you had?
Um, I can't think of anything. You know, I've been at everything that I've been trying to do. I've been at this shit for some years now. It's for me. It's just the story continues.
Tony, what about you?
bought some stocks for the first time. So because I got my Xbox, I just bought some Microsoft and some other stocks for the first time. It's just saving money. Nothing what I was doing before.
Oh, mine was to try to increase this YouTube channel. I'm still like it's growing, and I'm happy that it was growing. From last year, I've done seen a vast improvement. I'm hoping that it grows more, and I also like with that, I want to like help as much people as I can. I want to have more conversations with more interesting people. come up with good quality contents like this podcast. I feel like like in 2020, I feel like the podcast has really improved itself with the quality and the stuff we talk about, and everybody has good opinions, and we've had great episodes. So I'm hoping like much more of that in the future. So that's basically like my New Year's resolutions. With that being said, we're gonna get into our final thoughts, and we're gonna start with Tony.
All right, so I just came in late. Did anybody talk about the Super Bowl or the WWE? What's happening? What's going on?
Oh no, yeah, no,
Um,
I haven't talked about Royal Rumble. You got any predictions for the Royal Rumble?
man, I'm thinking that the Rock probably gonna get involved with this shit with Roman Reigns and shit.
Uh,
Um, that
That man
fucking
busy.
what's that fucking I got a fucking brain fart. What's that old ass motherfucker that
Goldberg.
came? Yeah, his old ass don't need to be in that bit. He's fucking done, man. He just look old as fuck. Um,
Ain't him and The Rock the same age though? Can I ask you a question? How come like people would want to? I can understand like storyline wise, but people would rather see The Rock and Roman Reigns rather than like Goldberg and Drew McIntyre. Why? Why do you? How come?
well, a big part of that is the fact that The Rock and Roman Reigns are family. Let's start with
True.
that.
What happened?
I know story wise that'd be a fire storyline if they do it right. And
That's supposed to be that's rumored to happen this coming WrestleMania.
yeah, and that's what I was saying too. Cause the head of the table bit.
I got that already.
yeah,
I put them on this, my bad.
So if that ends up being the setup for WrestleMania, I'm not opposed to that. Now, as far as Goldberg goes, and you can call me whatever the fuck you want to call me for this, I have not forgiven Goldberg for that bullshit that happened with him and Undertaker.
I don't think nobody's gonna forgive him for that.
So after I would if it were me personally setting up who's fighting who with WWE or whatever, I would never put Goldberg for another fucking event again after that shit between him and Undertaker. Never. But also, and pretty much this is me going on a rant about why I'm against this whole thing with Goldberg. So pardon me if I sound angry. Whenever they involve Goldberg in a situation in the past few years, they've pretty much been using him to snuff out whoever the new like top whatever is. They did it to Kevin Owens and they did it to the Fiend.
Yeah.
So if Goldberg somehow, some way defeats Drew McIntyre and takes that belt off of him, I'm through with WWE. This will be the thing that kills WWE for me.
Damn.
So dramatic.
Like I said, excuse me if I sound angry, but it's just this is bullshit. McIntyre doing as good as he's been doing, and then you're setting him up to pretty much snuff him out the same way you did the Fiend, the same way you did Kevin Owens.
I don't
This is
think Drew's
bullshit.
gonna lose to Goldberg. Drew is not gonna lose to Goldberg.
He better not. He better
The
not.
fact that you even think that it's a possibility, it scares
It makes
you.
no sense because at this point, it makes no sense. It makes no sense to do that to Drew McIntyre at this stage. He's been doing as good as he's been doing. He literally carried WWE through the vast majority of 2020, and then you're setting him up for this. No, McIntyre deserves better.
Can I be honest?
Yeah.
So because if Goldberg wins, like there's still other promotions I can watch. So with me and WWE is like y'all can do whatever the fuck you want. Y'all have the talent, y'all have the tools. NXT is popping. They're doing exactly what they're supposed to do, and their shit has been quality, consistent. I don't know what the fuck is going on with Raw, but that shit is trash. SmackDown is a whole lot better, and I see that they're trying to go to a direction that actually makes sense. At this point, if you don't do well with the talent that you have, there's other companies I can watch.
Oh, see, as far as SmackDown goes, thank Roman Reigns for that. Roman Reigns literally put SmackDown on his back.
Nah, the whole show, top to bottom, I think is real good.
But
Not
it's
even.
But let's be real. It's primarily Roman.
No, and I don't think it's primarily Roman. I think it's also Bailey. It's also Sasha. It's Carmella with the shit that she's doing nowadays. Like I'm actually invested
Oh,
in the
the
storyline,
oh the women have always been on point
bro.
in general with WWE. The women have always been on point.
Alexa Bliss.
Yes,
Nigga,
Ah,
don't get me started
yes.
on Alexa because after her performance Monday against Oscar, nigga.
First of
By the way,
all,
Father,
uh-huh.
and I know this makes sense, and but at the same time, I don't want to see Oscar lose that belt to Alexa Bliss. I know that what you uh
Can
said
I say
that.
something about that? Hold up. Can I stop you and say something about that?
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, but Oscar done fought and whooped everybody. There's literally nothing else for Oscar to do with that women's title.
What?
There's nothing else for her to do with that belt.
I don't want to see her lose. I'm biased. I'm biased. But even though like if they give it to Alexa, I wouldn't mind because that gimmick is really fire and she's really taking it to another level. And the whole thing about and what I saw last Monday was really good. Is part of me is just like I don't want Oscar to lose this.
This?
I'm just curious as what they're going to do with Randy Orton.
Uh,
And we know the Fiend is going to come back at some point, yes. But, that story between Randy Orton and the Fiend is far from over,
Randy Orton is
obviously.
just an unofficial member of Retribution.
but all right, listen up, listen
Go
up.
ahead.
What, with the mask?
I
Hmm.
I understand what you mean, Ray, but hear me out.
Okay.
This would actually benefit Oscar, and I'm gonna explain why. And no, I know that it's gonna hurt seeing her lose the title because like we love Oscar, we've seen her, we see what she can do, but you have to understand Oscar is like a big ass fish in a small pond at Raw. Honestly, if we're like being completely honest, because look at what they got Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax doing. You know what I'm saying? Those are two contenders right there if you book them right. But look at what they got them doing.
they're
So
never going to,
the
they're
only
not going to give Shayna Baszler the shot at the title that she deserves. So,
They're
they're
going to
not.
end up fighting each other instead of fighting Oscar.
Yeah, but my thing is like Alexa Bliss right now is the closest thing to competition that Oscar has got in a very, very, very long time. Like even when you were watching the match, like I wish like watch a clip of the match from Monday when Oscar was fighting Alexa Bliss and look like how much fun Alexa Bliss was having. She could actually wrestle. And then
Yeah.
look at how much fun
yes.
Oscar was having. She was like, bro, like this is the shit I've been wanting. Like I want to wrestle. You know what I'm saying? Like these little matches that you got me doing, like this ain't it. I'm the champion. Like I want these 5-star matches like I was having in NXT. And in NXT, she was fucking
Facts.
undefeated. Nobody could beat her. Literally. Nobody was on her level. And
Facts.
then it's the same shit with Raw, except with Raw, you got creative control. You got all these higher up people that dictate the pace of the show. But when you have a woman that's that dominant, you know what I'm saying? Like she has to be put with people that can match her type of like royalty in the ring. And there's not many.
And then that brings me, if I can interrupt real quick, that brings me to my prediction for the women's Royal Rumble. I want Bianca Belair to win that motherfucker so bad.
yes, 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 yes. I agree with that. Yes.
I think it's Bailey.
Nah, because we know all Bailey's gonna do is go back after Sasha, and we don't. And I like
I don't
them. I like what
know.
they do together, but I want to see either way. Because here's the thing: if Bianca Belair wins the Royal Rumble, regardless of who she challenges, I'm happy.
I
Because
honestly still want
because
my
no,
Thor
hold on,
with.
let me finish.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Because first of all, Bianca Belair versus Sasha Banks, that's a dream match for me. If they fight, I don't care who wins. I just want to see the magic that happens between them in ring. I don't care who wins. I don't give a fuck who wins.
Honestly, and this might be too late, but I still want my Fatal 4-Way 4 Horsewomen match. I feel like that's been long overdue.
Yeah, you know what, Rick? You're gonna get it, but you gotta let that shit. That's like a match like 5, 10 years in the making. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know.
It that's a see. First of all, That's either going to have to happen as a Survivor Series thing, or all four of them
I want
somehow,
that in
some way
WrestleMania.
have to end up on the same show. I don't. You can make that a big WrestleMania thing, like you just said. But the other thing I was going to say about Bianca Belair, and I said this in the group chat. Let's say, because let's be real, come WrestleMania, Sasha's gonna defend her belt against somebody, even if it's not Bianca Belair. She's gonna defend that title against somebody at WrestleMania. So what if Bianca Belair wins the Royal Rumble, challenges whoever is Raw Women's Champion at the time, and now you got two black girls running both Raw and SmackDown as both champions.
I mean, if anyone cares, two black women just won the TNA tag team title.
Hey, I'm happy for that.
And then I've said this before. I'm going to keep saying it. I'm going to speak it into motherfucking existence. 2021. This is going to be the year of black wrestlers.
Nah, you're
My
right
bad.
about that. Now that's one opinion that I like. Good job, Dion.
Fuck you.
I love you too.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
Yo, you know what's funny, Tony? You still got any final thoughts? Because we still on final thoughts.
Nah, shit, this Corona shit is gonna be. All right, so it's another joint. This could be my final thoughts and question because I know I'm bringing up shit. Anybody taking the vaccine?
Man, keep that shit away from me.
This is my
I
final thoughts.
honestly
I just
don't.
want to ask y'all
I
opinion.
think
That's
by
my
the
final
time
thoughts.
I feel like by the time it gets to us, we won't have the first batch.
Yeah, because they giving out the first batch to us, but it's volunteer. But they said by the end of this year, it gotta be mandatory.
Bro, I don't know if I want to take that vaccine though.
You don't want
I
extra nose?
So, so here's my thing, right? Like, I know that there's probably nothing wrong with the vaccine in itself, but like, it's always been the people that administer the vaccine that I don't like. You know what I'm saying? Like just the institution, like the fact that the government can do that shit. Like, I don't know, bro. But that's just my paranoia. I don't know.
Man, the government's been using black folk as guinea pigs for shit for how many fucking years now?
Forever.
That's what I'm saying.
forever.
Yeah, my girl sitting next to me overhearing this whole conversation just said the same shit.
Nah,
Yeah.
So
especially
it's
with
just
black
like,
women, bro. That shit is scary.
oh,
And then like you hearing people getting Bell palsy, you hearing people like who was healthy that took the vaccine just up and dying. It's
right.
just like God.
No, I gotta ask this question. So, what's good with, and then, okay, this is something I peeped on the news like a week or two ago. Apparently, one of the side effects of one of the batches of vaccines, apparently, it caused some super weird strain of gonorrhea. The fuck is up with that? Did anyone else hear about that one?
I
Nope.
heard about that. It's weird. Like I said, I've heard a lot of weird shit. Like you getting Bell palsy, some people just up and dying. Like it matters. Like it. Like I said,
Until we know for a fact that there's no negative effects to this shit, like they come up with one where there's no, or at least minimum negative effects to the shit. Because with every form of medication, there's some risk of some kind of a fucking side effect. Yeah, but until they come up with something that's not going to cause a whole other motherfucking disease, that's not going to potentially kill a motherfucker, keep that bullshit away from me.
but like I said, by the time now, like Tony's National Guard, he might get it first. Yes, and I know I don't think he has to take it now, but I feel like by the time it does get to like civilians, it's not going to be like the first batch. It's going to be like a new batch that's probably so. I still would be skeptical, but I wouldn't be the first person to take it.
Oh,
I
oh
would
yeah,
say.
that damn Tone, you still military, so yeah, they gon' you first in line to be a guinea pig for that shit. Oh
Oh
damn, I'm
yeah,
sorry.
yeah. They was giving it out last weekend. So all you got to do is just talk to your training commander if you want to take it. They got it there. You just it's not mandatory to the end of this year though. But if you want to take it, you could take it.
Well, by the end of the year, they better come up with something that's not gonna have all these extra weird effects that I've been fucking reading and hearing about.
Man.
Until then, I repeat my previous statement: keep that bullshit away from me.
That shit can hit you in the long run. If depending on how your body is and how that medication is. I mean, the give you that shot, it could hit you in the long run. Like, I mean, it affects females. Let's say like the female taking and she have a kid, then she got after the kid
What
got her
are
birth
you
defects.
doing?
It's crazy.
See, it's bullshit like that that makes me nervous when it comes to these type of things. When it comes to medicine and shit, it's bullshit like that. Even as a man, because it's like, damn, we could do all that to a female. Imagine what the fuck that shit gonna do to me. The fuck?
Smaller dick.
I mean, don't put that evil on me. Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
You wake up, wake up with a little dick like, oh no.
I'm
I'll be
white.
mad. I'll be mad as a motherfucker. Don't you put that evil on me.
I'm white.
Shoot.
All I
He
know is I
said I'm
come from the
white.
motherland.
I'm